Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over our normal schedule. I'm also bringing Vertcoin back into our daily crypto updates. It's going to be right after our Stellar Lumens coverage. And I'm also going to talk about what's going on with the general market, going to talk about some news as well. What we're seeing now is a very nice recovery for cryptos. A lot of cryptocurrencies up 5 to 20% today. And we do have some that are doing better than others. Litecoin and Ethereum Classic once again kind of leading the recovery, doing very well here. And the big mover today, and really over the past 2 days that's been doing very well, is NANO. This was somewhat of a stealth move where it started to come up, and next thing we know, it's up 100% basically in 2 days, which is a pretty crazy move, but very good for NANO, of course. And I'm going to go over the NANO chart as per usual. But don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. And also, quick shout out to my premium content. If you want monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, I'm actually going to be releasing the new ones for the last couple ones of February over the next couple days. And also 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. This may be interesting since the market is now recovering, so definitely take a look at that. But to go over some news here, what we see is that Coinbase just added SegWit support, and I think that's a good thing. You know, they did this, as they say, to help reduce size of Bitcoin transactions and to just improve the overall transaction capacity of the Bitcoin network, thereby helping reduce fees. And that's something that I think everyone wanted. So that is good. And they also said that they're looking forward to continue to add, new developments for Bitcoin, namely transaction batching, improved UTXO management, and Lightning Network. So other news is that NANO actually became the second most voluminous coin on Binance. And so it basically bypassed Ethereum, which is pretty impressive and definitely something to pay attention to. I definitely thought I should add this in this video. And by the way, before we get into our technical analysis here for NANO, I just wanted to ask you guys to please leave this video a like. Let's see if we can get above 250 likes. You guys almost went that far on my last video, 240 to be exact. So only 10 more people need a like than last time, and we already beat that record. So that'd be awesome. See if we can do that. I don't get anything from likes, by the way. It's just to keep me motivated. And what I'm drawing in right now for NANO is our short-term uptrend line, because what happened here is we had our V-shaped bounce. That's pretty much fully completed now. And we actually are taking, a bit of a steeper move even, now starting to pull away from our initial uptrend line over here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But what you should realize is that when this tends to happen, it just becomes harder to sustain the uptrend as it gets steeper. For now, though, we're still okay. Everything is holding just fine. And just to recap what happened here, we broke above 100,000 Satoshis. We now made our way all the way back up to over here at around right under 140,000 Satoshis. That's pretty much as high as I expected to go in the short term, as I expected it to go. Now that it's doing good, we may be even able to push it a little bit higher. But what I do want to point out, I'm going to go ahead and put in that resistance level now at around that $140 area. Sorry, 140,000 Satoshis, maybe a little bit below that, 138,000 Satoshis. But there's definitely some resistance there. And what that means is that, we could peak a little bit in the short term, but seeing how we're uptrending nicely, I would not be surprised to see it kick up even a bit higher than this. Ultimately, though, it's very hard to say what's going to happen. But if we take a look, we of course, made this, we bottomed out at 60,000 Satoshis, and we're now basically at over double that. So we really did double the price in just 2 days, which is pretty amazing. And of course, when there's those type of moves, there's usually a pretty big pullback. But what you have to remember is that we've been in a pretty big pullback and downtrend for NANO. And the good thing with that is now we're finally seeing the recovery happen. So getting above 140,000 Satoshis is going to be very key. And if we manage to hold above that, then we can really start climbing back up and make some serious progress as far as trying to get back to where we were previously. And there's going to be, a couple big resistance levels and stops along the way. Of course, that 200,000 Satoshi area is going to be the next real big area that we want to try to get above to. So for now, I'm not going to make too many calls. I'm just going to say that we want to make sure we hold at least this uptrend line back here, right? Our initial uptrend line. As long as we do that, that's fine. It'll keep the price moving higher. And if we want to see, you know, the price continue to move higher in the very short term, then we need to hold this this new short-term uptrend line, which is much steeper, going to be a little bit harder to hold. But if we do, we're going to manage to move a bit higher here very quickly. So that is what to look forward to for Nano. Overall, though, this is really great what's happening, and we're finally starting to see the price recover after everything that Nano has been through. And let's go ahead and take a look now at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is coming back up now. Of course, we are still out of our channel. That's the two pink trend lines over here. But with that being said, we're back above $10,000, which is already very good. We do have our Bollinger Bands and middle band, the red line right over here, that are all uptrending, and that'll help push the price higher. Now, we are going to come up pretty quickly once again on our downtrend line. That's the red line right over here. And we have to see, right? Ideally, we do want to try to break out of that. That'll be absolutely great for the price and will really allow us to move closer to $12,788, right? We'll have much less resistance if we're able to get out of this downtrend line. With that being said, we are still in a symmetrical triangle formation where we could move lower if the market gets weak again. It is actually looking pretty strong here, so I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we have a very good chance this time around of actually managing to break out of the downtrend line. Of course, everything relies on how the market is going to act over the next couple days. But within the next week, we'll have a very good idea of if we broke out of the downtrend, you know, things are going to be looking bullish. If not, things are going to be looking a little bit more bearish. You also have to take in mind and really pay attention to Ethereum and Litecoin because they are also giving off some signals on what to expect as we move forward here. And what we're seeing for Ethereum is a move back above our middle band, which is very good, definitely bullish. And now we're still in our symmetrical triangle formation towards the middle of that range, actually. Those are the two red trend lines. And really what we want to see, of course, is a break above the downtrend line, right? That would be very bullish. That would also probably correspond to a move above $917. And after that, I'd say we would really be ready to move back up towards the all-time highs again. Of course, slowly but surely, once again. But we did get a bounce off the MACD and histogram, and that is actually a very good sign, right? We basically avoided to go bearish on those indicators. So that's a good sign, and really, I do think we're going to go move higher, reattempt that $917 area over the next few days. Let's take a look at Litecoin now. So Litecoin is in a bit of a different position than Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's actually coming back into its channel here, its uptrending channel between its two pink uptrend lines, and that is very good, especially that, you know, we had this little dip, and what happened, right, is yesterday, of course, cryptocurrencies were looking a bit bearish, and I said that one of the possibilities was that we were going to get a bounce off our middle band, and that is actually, you know, definitely more towards the bullish side of things, despite the fact that we temporarily dropped below our channel, and we got a bounce there, a very strong bounce. We're now, like I said, moving back into our channel. That's exactly what we wanted to see, right? So if we do manage to get back above $218 and hold in our channel, that's pretty much as we could ask for. Now, it is always possible that we do come up on some resistance here at these levels and that we do pull back a little bit, but hopefully the middle band is what's going to be carrying the price if that happens. So not looking totally bearish here for Litecoin. It definitely took a more bullish tone after bouncing off the middle band, and hopefully it's just going to be a question of moving back into our channel and climbing through these resistance levels, right? Did not go bearish on the MACD and histogram as well, so that's another good sign. Let's take a look at Ripple now and see if Ripple is also getting some bullish action here after the recovery / bounce. And what we're seeing here for Ripple is that the indicators have held up pretty well. The price is trying to get back above the middle band, that's at 96 cents. And we're really just trading between 84 cents and basically $1.23. That's our bigger range that we're in. We are holding this uptrend line. We also managed to put in a higher low now based on, you know, the bounce that we just recently had compared to the previous low, and that's actually a very good sign and really shows that we are, you know, in a slight but surely we are in a bit of an uptrend now after our downtrend. So hopefully we'll see Ripple break back above $1, and after that, you know, I think the next time we're going to be testing $1.23, we should be able to move back above it. Reason for that is also because our Bollinger Bands are really starting to flatten out, maybe even starting to move towards the upside, and that's exactly what we wanted to see, right? There's often this pattern with Bollinger Bands where, we have this downtrend, then we flatten out, we put in our base consolidation, and then we get this U-shaped bounce where we start to move back towards the upside. And that's what looks like the beginning of for Ripple. Let's take a look at NEO and see if NEO is also recovering nicely. So NEO is actually pushing out of its downtrend line, very good sign. That's exactly what we wanted to see, even a bit sooner than expected. Also trading above its middle band, which is very good. Definitely holding kind of on top of the orange line on the MACD, so should be able to come back up as well. And really, this is a very good sign. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Hopefully this holds. If it does, we should be able to pretty quickly move back up towards $140. And then, there's of course that bit of resistance between $140 and $146. But after that, we're pretty much back towards the all-time highs. Another thing that I want to point out is that we do have the Bollinger Bands and the middle band that are slightly uptrending now. And that is always a very good sign as far as, telling us that we're ready to move higher again. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Stellar Lumens, and then we're going to go over to Vertcoin. So Stellar Lumens is in this little symmetrical triangle here. It's actually coming towards the end of that, and hopefully we're going to see it break towards the upside, so break out of the downtrend line over here. And afterwards, we're just going to be in our channel between the two pink trend lines. What we definitely don't want to see happen, though, is a move below 3,400 Satoshis. That's the horizontal red line right here. And what I will say is that, the indicators are a little bit weak. We didn't really get any bullish signals just yet. So hopefully that'll happen, within the next day or two, because that's really what we need to see here is a fast signal, because if we don't, we're going to move towards the downside pretty much. And that would be kind of a shame, because the market is looking like it's going to recover, but we do have this middle band that is downtrending. So still have to wait and see here, I'd say, for Stellar, but obviously since the market is bouncing, we can be hopeful that we're going to break towards the upside of this downtrend line. And we're now going to go over to Vertcoin. Now, I had removed Vertcoin initially from the daily crypto updates just because it seemed like I just wanted to kind of switch things up. I wasn't sure about the interest in Vertcoin anymore, but you guys sure asked for it to be brought back on, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm happy to be covering Vertcoin again, and I should also mention that it's back into the top 100, which is always a good sign. Now, as far as the price action here, actually looking good. We are uptrending on the RSI. Go ahead and put in that uptrend line here. And that is obviously something that we've been waiting on for quite some time. And we're really just finally breaking out of the downtrend is what's happening here. So we are holding up pretty nicely on the MACD histogram as well. We have our Bollinger Bands, middle band, all starting to uptrend again. And we also got a bounce on that as we had our little pullback here. So we're now moving higher. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to $5. And we actually managed to test $5 just a few days ago. That's something that I did predict. And now hopefully on the second time around, we'll be able to break above $5 and start moving closer to $6, $7 this time around. So definitely think we're going to see a bit of a recovery here for Vertcoin. And let's go over to our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Lisk. Now, as you know, Lisk has been one of the cryptos to just be very strong throughout all of this, but it didn't avoid, the drop. Of course, it took a hit as well here, like the rest of the market. But we are now experiencing a pretty strong green candlestick that's pushing us back towards our uptrend line. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'll go ahead and try to zoom in just a bit. We actually have a very flat doji candlestick, very small doji candlestick right here on top of our uptrend line. So hopefully this holds and we start moving towards the upside of that. Then we'll be in this channel here between these two pink trend lines. And what that means is that we can, start to trade in this channel here as we move higher. There will be, of course, resistance at that $25 mark. And especially what we want to try to break out of as far as really getting back towards the all-time highs is going to be this downtrend line right over here. Also would like to see the indicators turn bullish again because they did take a pretty strong hit and are all downtrending for the time being. So always need to pay attention to those signals turning bullish again. Let's take a look at Cardano. Now, Cardano has been a tricky one because it's not been acting like the rest of the market and hasn't been acting the strongest, unfortunately. And even now, we're not seeing it get a big boost just yet. What I will say, though, and what is possibly a good sign, we'll have to see, wait for confirmation, but we're finally starting to see the indicators flatten out a little bit. Now, with that being said, we don't have any bullish signals that are appearing just yet, but at least flattening out is already, more bullish than just downtrending. And as for the price, pretty similar, right? We didn't get, any kind of spike or bounce, but we are starting to put in a bit of a base and start to flatten out, which is, of course, not necessarily, as good as seeing, an uptrend, but at least it's not like we were experiencing, this strong downtrend. We're definitely, that slowed down since we hit this 3,000 Satoshi level. So hopefully we're going to be able to break above this pink downtrend line. Maybe we won't even see a strong bounce after that. Maybe it'll continue to act pretty horizontal and sideways, and then hopefully we can break out of the red downtrend line. And after that, I think we should really start to see the price pick back up. As for the bearish scenario, that would obviously be dropping below 3,000 Satoshis, would be a very bad sign for Cardano at the time being. Right now, we're in a very indecisive period for Cardano, so we just have to see if it's going to move towards the upside or downside. We need confirmation, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at IOTA. IOTA is the last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update. And what we're currently seeing for IOTA is that we are slowly but surely basically climbing back up towards $1.91. Didn't go negative on the histogram and MACD, which is good. We do want to try to get back above the middle band, also $1.91, like I said, and really, hopefully we're going to start moving back towards our pink uptrend line, maybe even try to get back above that. I think that'll take, at least a week or two before we start, attempting that, or at least getting close towards that. And we're just going to have to kind of gauge the strength, see if we can do that, because the one thing that I do want to point out is that our Bollinger Bands and the middle band are still pretty flat right now. So we do want to start to see those kick towards the upside as far as letting us, move back higher again. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Also, link in the description of this video to my premium content where you can find monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, as well as 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. That even includes some hidden gems. And with that being said, everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.